Today we have the latest news and leaks from the StarAtlas team about lending, Scream, ships, and bots. I'm KeplerNet and this is NebularTV Express News, and you can follow us on Twitter. And first, a quick disclaimer, important too, about lending and who earns XP and loyalty points. Right now it seems that a player borrowing a ship from a lending market could earn a share in the Atlas earnings, while at the same time getting some account progression in the game while playing with it. Also, the team has said that both models, flat fee and revenue sharing, will be available. Flat fee will need to be paid up front, and revenue sharing will be a guaranteed split at the closure of the loan. There will be a lot of options for both parties. Lender can allow or disallow participation in the high-risk zone, maybe charging a higher rate for that, in which case an insurance will be a good option when it becomes available. Lending can also be time-based, or the lender can reclaim a ship at any time. Lenders can also impose requirements on levels of resources like R4. At first, they were not expecting to work on this, but they have made some significant progress just in R&D. It's still not confirmed if there will be a fee for lending or not, but they said that they would likely roll it through the DAO. Michael Wagner likes the idea of the DAO buying ships and lending them for revenue. In Scream, the team is not hiding location or state data on-chain, at least not yet, so when we enter a sector, we'll be able to see enemies present in it, and we'll be able to see some data on their fleet. Also, in theory, the community can build tools to extract all the game data and show it in a more complete way. But that will take time, and the game will continue evolving, and the team may start hiding some elements of data except for the player controlling that asset. The team already knows some techniques to do so, it just requires more work and time, so it's not something for Scream v0. When you fly to a system, if there are enemies already in that system, it could be possible for them to be camping there, waiting for you and attacking you when you arrive. The team has said that we can think of the map like a kind of chessboard with some kind of board spaces. And in this case, a star system is treated as a single space with a couple spaces within it for star bases and planets. And if you enter a space that is occupied by enemies, they can attack you, but you will also have a chance at fleeing. Also, if the community develops tools to visualize all on-chain data, then in theory players would be able to see where everyone is. But the team does not consider this as a problem, because everybody is still subject to the same rules, and we could think about it as a chessboard where everybody can see the entire board. Anyway, over time, they've said they will increase on-chain tech to make that chessboard clouded by the fog of war. When moving through the map, moving normally would be hopping from space to space, and skipping spaces would be what is called warping. So, when moving, extra small ships are like pawns, while bigger ships and fleets can skip more spaces using warping. Then warp lanes between warp gates in systems owned by the faction are like the faction's fast travel network that allows you to ignore the warp distance limit. So these warp gates are a fast travel system, but are not required when traveling between systems. So it seems like we can travel to another system without a warp gate depending on the distance, and it could take more time, but it would be possible. And they've said that board game mechanics are a really good analogy to use. Next, the team has said that about Scream, they're still on track to having people playing this year, but it's not guaranteed either. About epochs, which are related to earnings, they said they are currently working through re-engineering that mechanic of the economy, and they think they can get rid of it. Ship prices will depend on a few factors, but something very important is the availability of materials required to craft them. Some ships will be more difficult to craft because it will be more difficult to find enough materials, and that will be important for their price. Next, the team has said they already have raw stats for all ships, and in the future we will receive more information on ship statistics, its loadout, and its ability to swap modules, and they already have significant progress on an internal tool for that. When ship configuration is unlocked, we will be able to hot swap some of the flexible modules, but some modules will be locked. For example, a ship with a theater will likely mean you cannot take it out and put a hangar or a brig in that slot. We can expect that a more expensive ship either has a unique perk or utility, or is more powerful, or is harder to craft, or a combination of these. StarAtlas is working with Kudelski for security, and they specialize in several things including smart contracts code and also game theory and economic exploits in order to make sure everything is as secure as possible. The team considers that bots may be bad, but also good for some things. For example, more activity in the game may help the economy, and particularly the DAO, which taxes this activity. However, bots should not be an advantage over a human player. A lot of this cannot be prevented because StarAtlas is being programmed on-chain, so it will all depend on how game mechanics are developed. What do you think about the comparison between the map and the chessboard? Do you like it being like a chessboard? And what do you think about the ship movement mechanics? Tell us in the comments below, and follow us on Twitter and subscribe to this channel for more information about StarAtlas.